Oh no, not this guy. Here we go.
Hey, bro, need your window wash? Gotcha.
Dude, bro, come on, man.
No, man, I got you, man. I got you. I'm just trying to earn a living.
Go to college, bro. What are you doing?
I did go to college. I got student debt. Hey, thanks for joining me for another Rodney Weekly. And this week, as I was going through the week, I kind of thought about college. And I did a video earlier about college and is it worth it? But today I want to talk about the alternatives to college. Like if you don't want to go to college, what are the alternatives? What do you do instead? And so with me, I have Josh. Josh, how you doing?
Good. How about yourself, Rodney?
I'm doing pretty good. And Josh is the son of Solomon, who I interviewed previously on a video that I had about opportunities and opening doors when others close. Go ahead and check that video out as well. But Josh has just finished college. And so I just going to talk to you a little bit about college first before we talk about the alternatives. And what made you decide to go to college?
Well, I sort of had the choice to go to college, but I sort of had to go to college at the same time, so it was a 50-50 thing. Later on down the road, I realized, or like now, I'm realizing it's paying off because I'm starting to find job opportunities and such, which, you know, pay a little bit higher and allow me to be a little bit more self-sufficient for myself than just, you know, working my current job, which is a cart pusher at Winco.
Right. Yeah, and I talk to people, and so they normally are kind of, you know, I talk to some people and they're all in, like saying, you need college, I'm gonna go to college because it's beneficial. Then I see the other half of young people who say, you know what, college isn't worth it, you know, you get into debt, you know, it's not gonna do any good, your degree is not gonna make you any money based on the debt you're gonna pay for going to college. And so what you did was kind of interesting, and one thing that I've always preached, and that you went to a 2-year school, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, and so was money part of the decision for a 2-year school, or what was it?
Actually, it kind of was.
Yeah.
In all honesty, it wasn't kind of. It was a defining factor of why I went to a 2-year over a 4-year.
Yeah.
Because for one, it was a lot less expensive.
Yeah, definitely. And so now when you went to the 2-year school and went to college, right away, did you know what you wanted to do? Did your majors change? How did that work out for you?
My major, I was determined to not change my majors because I had heard stories about that and people being stuck at college for years and years. I'm like, I'm not going to be that kind of person. I want to get out in 2 years, 2.5 years, start my life.
Right.
So right away I was like, all right, I'm going to major in music. So I declared as a music vocal major, and I stuck it out for the last 2.5 years, got my associate's degree this past fall semester.
Nice. And so, because I was one of those guys that just kind of went through different majors. You know, I was determined to be an engineer. And so I first went to school, I was an engineer, then I went to business, then I went to math, and then I left college for a while, and I finally went back and got a degree in communication. So I understand that struggle about being in school for years and just changing your majors and always having different ideas. But people who do decide to go to college and try it out, what kind of advice or what kind of tips do you give them to make it through?
Well, the first tip I would say is, this is a tip that my friend gave me, is to make a friend in every single class that you have, you know, from the very first semester that you start there, because it gives you advantages such as being able to network a lot easier in college. It gets you over that, you know, that awkward freshman hump where it's like, it's really awkward. It's a, what am I looking for? It's a social change, the social atmosphere has changed from like college to high school. And it also opens opportunities for you to make new friends. Right. And then the second tip I would say is to balance your time out really well between school and work, because being honest, sometimes a 4-unit class, it says it's listed as 4 units, but it feels like 6. Or sometimes jobs will say, all right, we want you for 30 hours this week, but then they'll try to push you up to 35, 40 for that week for whatever reason that they might need you. The third tip I would say is just to have fun with the small things, like, you know, laughing at Instagram stories, Snapchats, memes, laughing with your friends if you mess up like a song or something. You know.
Glad you said that, because you know, a lot of people I talk to, I kind of say you have to enjoy the moment, because you know, people are living till like 90 nowadays. And so if you're graduating at 18, you know, you got like 72 years of just life just to enjoy yourself. 62, 72, whatever. You have a long time to live. And so you might as well just enjoy life and like what you're doing. And I think college is a great way to kind of experience and have fun and just kind of sit back and enjoy it.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think college, at least if you go to a 2-year, not a 4-year,
Yeah.
because you'll be spending a lot more, it allows you to taste adulthood in a very sampled manner. It's like the Costco samples, for example.
Yeah, good. So now that you have your degree and you finish your degree in music, what's your plans now? What do you plan to do?
My plans right now, just, well, obviously get back to work. I'm injured right now. I injured myself on the job, but once I get back, I'm going to try to find a good job outside of pushing carts, which is barely above minimum wage. Move out with some friends somewhere in town so I can get my life started on my own, and then marry my girlfriend.
Okay, good, good. And do you plan to go back to school and further education? You know, I was one that did get a bachelor's degree, then I went and got a master's degree later on. Expensive, but it's something that I want to do personally. So do you plan to ever go back?
Oh yeah, someday, like,
Yeah.
I'm definitely saving up now to go back. I just don't know what I would want to go back for. I thought of communications, I thought of continuing on in music or possibly business or marketing.
Yeah, okay, good, good. Well, you know, like I say, you know, college, if you have a plan for your life, go ahead and just fulfill that plan. If it's going to college, going to college. If it's taking time off, take some time off. One thing I have to say is just don't waste time and be lazy. You know, if you're able to travel, then travel. So whatever you want to do, I wish you well, Josh. And so we'll look at alternatives to college as well. Going to college, trade. Well, at least you can subscribe. All right, so we just heard Josh's story about college. He just finished college, and so we're going to go and talk to Joel. How you doing, Joel?
Doing well, thank you.
Good, good. Now, Joel is in the trades, and so Joel, I was going to ask you now because I understand you went to college for a little bit. But
Yes.
decided to go into the trades.
Yeah.
What was your thought process? What happened? How did you get into the trades? Just
Okay.
kind of-
So when I went to school, I was going to college and I wanted to become a landscape architect because I like being outside. And then I found out all the schooling that I would need and all the money that I have to spend at the end of it, when I actually got the career, would only be about $10,000 more a year than a draftsman, which was a lot less college and a lot less time. So that was like a big push for me to like really reevaluate what I was doing. And then I found out that I wasn't going to be outside as much as I wanted to be. So the economy kind of went down. This was back in 2007, and I decided to pull the plug on college and saved, quite a bit of money doing that. I went unemployed for a little while, and then I saw that the trades were open, and the one that I saw was the electrical trade out of Napa here. Went through my apprenticeship. It's a 5-year apprenticeship. It's 10,000 hours total. It's about 1,000 hours in the job, or 1,000 hours in class, 8,000 on the job, so 9,000 hours. And it takes 5 years. So yeah, it's a real good trade. I like it. It's everything that I kind of want. It keeps me mentally focused. There's a lot of math involved on the job. You're working physically, so you don't really have to work out much. You get a lot of that out during the day. Yeah. So it's kind of a little bit of everything, which I like.
And one thing that's interesting, because the 5-year, people may hear that 5-year process and kind of think, wow, 5 years of going through a trade, but you're getting paid during those 5 years. Correct?
Yes, you're getting paid from the start. So a lot of guys that come out into the trades, before they even start class, they're on a job.
What kind of advice would you give somebody if I'm coming to you or Josh is coming to you and saying like, hey, I don't know if I want to finish my 4-year degree. I don't know if I want to go to college, but I kind of want to do something, and I don't know what. I kind of want to fit in my hands. What kind of advice would you give somebody if they're just unclear or if they just want to do something other than college?
Yeah, so the biggest thing that I remember in high school is that I didn't think there was any options other than college. And when I started looking in and getting into the trade, I found out that there is a huge career, gigantic career field outside of college that are everyday jobs that people need that nobody really thinks about. Like we're here sitting at Starbucks, there's lights in this place. All this had to be built. This gas station had to be built. So all that stuff that you never really see is things that like guys like me did so that a business can function or that we can have, you know, streetlights.
Right.
You know, all that has to do with the electrical trade. What you have to be able to do is manage your money properly. Just like anything. And what I learned is it doesn't matter how much you make, it matters what you do with it, right? We do make really good money when we're working. When we're not working, we sometimes have to go on unemployment and, you know, we wait for another job. But as the economy's picking up, jobs are more. So it's just always that thing that it's like, oh, I'm gonna go jump in the trades and I'm gonna make a killing. You can, but a lot of guys have to travel to do that.
Okay, and then last question. A kid comes to you, or even a parent,
Yeah.
and you know this thing about you have to go to college.
Yeah.
You're not going to make it. You're going to make less money if you don't go to college. Or even a parent that's pressuring a kid, you have to go to college. What would you say to them?
I would say spend a summer doing laborious work anywhere that's not necessarily a trade, just any type of laborious, physical, hands-on work. You know, whether you're working on a street crew as an intern like I did for the city of Fairfield, or you're turning tires at a tire shop, anything that's going to be demanding on your body during hot or cold times, and then see if you want to continue that, because you'll have a 30-year career of things like that. You'll get better pay, but you will be putting your body through quite a bit of stress. You know, so you really have to know if you want to sweat. If you want to sweat and you want to use your brain and you like being physically active, go for it. Definitely go for it.
Well, that certainly gives different opportunities and different alternatives to college that
Absolutely.
people can do. And so as you guys continue to talk, Josh, listen to this guy, he knows the stuff. So
Yep.
thank you guys for joining me today.
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
I'll see you guys later. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you guys in the next one. Hey guys, thanks for joining me on my weekly vlog as usual. I just finished with a podcast. Make sure you check that out. And as we talk about college and alternatives, hey look, write down what you want to do, write down what drives you, write down what motivates you, write down what you're interested in, make the educated decision of what you want to do as far as college or an alternative like a trade school, and then I'm sure you'll make the right decision and be on your way. Hey, I want to motivate, inspire, and encourage all of you as you navigate this thing called life. Thanks for joining me on my YouTube video. Watch another video and see me next week.